Now that Indestructiboy's Runekeeper is finally available, I picked up a copy of it, of course. And I wanted to share with you my thoughts on it and if it's worth the $13. Just for disclosure, I paid for this myself at full price, and this is just a first look. I have not played it yet, I just read the whole thing, and these are my first impressions. But of course, I am very invested into it, simply by the fact that I've been playing a Rune Knight and I've been dabbling in upgrading it myself, in coming up with new runes and having thought a lot about the whole rune system. And I've been following his streams for a while, so there may or may not be a little bit of a bias in there. But first of all, let's look into what do you actually get. So with the Runekeeper, you get a complete new alternative magic system. One that doesn't rely on spell slots, but on inscribing runes and invoking them. It is very different than a wizard or any other spellcaster, but it is a magic system nonetheless. You get a brand new full class with 6 subclasses. Plus, you get 3 subclasses for existing ones. One for the fighter, one for the druid, and one for a wizard. As well as 2 feats and 176 runes. And to top it all off, 2 pages of rules on how to make your own runes. So there is a lot in there. And just for reference, this is what it looks like if you print it all. So all in all, you get 66 pages for your rune-focused character. Now, let's talk about the things that I like. It looks to be very flexible. There is so many options in there and so many different ways to go that you're going to be able to support a lot of different playstyles. If you want to go all support, if you want to go all attack, if you want to go utility or anything in between, I'm pretty sure you're going to find options that allow you to do that. I think it's amazing that there's a complete new magic system in there. And yes, there have been versions of it that existed before, and he's drawn a lot of inspiration from there. But this is very thoroughly designed, if anything else. I love that he included rules to make your own runes, to make it a lot easier, and to give everybody involved, the DM and the player, to come up with versions that fit their needs, that fit their game. I think that is such a brilliant move. Now, on the other hand, it is quite expensive, I think, for a homebrew. $13 is not nothing. I wish there was a print-friendly version in there, because if you print it as is, it just eats up a lot of ink, and it's not necessary at all. And being so dense and thoroughly designed, it is quite complex and might be overwhelming to some players. As a Runekeeper, you get your passive bonuses, you get invocations, you get a stance, and all these depends on what you have inscribed and how they interact with each other. So there's quite a few things to keep track of. But I think for experienced players, it's going to be fairly easy to get into it. Now, I'm not going to go into detail of all the pages and what's inside. First of all, you can preview the whole document at the DM's Guild. And second of all, Terran made a video himself how to play a Runekeeper and about all the things that are inside. So if you're interested, go watch that. He would explain it a lot better than I can. But what I will say is that it gives you so much opportunity for your game. There's so much story elements you can put in there of these hidden runes. You could have runes that are just omnipresent in your world by marking houses to protect them from evil. They don't necessarily do anything, but they give your world texture and depth. And somewhere along your adventure, in a dungeon, in a cave, you come across this rune, and it gives you extra power, and it gives you more abilities. It's similar to what a wizard would do in terms of finding spells, but I think there's a more adventurous spirit to it. And I think overall, you could have 2 players at your table, both playing a Runekeeper, having very different characters. Now, to the final question. Is this supplement worth it? I think if you're a DM and you want to litter your world with mystical writing that gives your players opportunities, yes, absolutely. If you're a player who's about to start a campaign that you know is going to last a little while, that is story-driven and gives you opportunity to build the character that you want to build, yes, it is absolutely worth it. if you're in a one-shot and you just want to try something new, I don't think this class is for you. I mean, sure, go ahead and try it, but just for a one-shot, I think there's too many options in there to be feasible. All in all, if you like the concepts in there, go ahead, pick it up. I mean, there is definitely enough material in there that it's worth picking up. Just be aware of what you're getting into. So with that, I'll talk to you tomorrow.